respected the gods for the last time, Kratos.
The duology of Norse-themed masterpieces in God of War has solidified its status as one of PlayStation's most iconic franchises. God of War originally gained recognition during the PS2 era for its exceptional action gameplay, an intriguing story of divine vengeance, and a memorable protagonist in the Spartan demigod Kratos. Over the course of 18 years, God of War has evolved into the quintessential action-adventure series in gaming, fusing finely tuned action with richer lore and a more compelling narrative centered around an older, more compassionate Kratos. As God of War Ragnarok cements its place among the greatest games of all time, we've compiled a chronology of the series for those interested in embarking on a new playthrough or revisiting the series from the beginning.
Pledged an oath in blood, and now my home. All that I loved is gone.
God of War Ascension, the seventh game in the series by release date but the earliest chronologically, delves into the story of Kratos seeking revenge during the early stages of his transformation from a Spartan demigod to the god of war. Set a few months after the manipulative actions of the Greek god of war, Ares, which led Kratos to unknowingly slay his wife and daughter, the traumatized Kratos refuses to fulfill his oath to Ares, which sets the stage for the events of Ascension. Ares seeks retribution through the game's Furies, three beings assigned to punish betrayal, who Kratos must defeat to free himself from his oath. The game concludes with Kratos leaving his Spartan home behind, still haunted by his grief. Kratos' next quest is chronicled in God of War, Chains of Olympus, a PSP game aptly named for its storyline. Chains of Olympus unfolds midway through Kratos' decade-long servitude to the gods, 5 years before the events of God of War. This servitude is Kratos' only hope for liberation from the tormenting visions of his past. The primary objective in Chains of Olympus is for Kratos to rescue Helios, the Titan god of the sun, from the underworld, as directed by Athena. Here, he confronts the game's principal villain Persephone, queen of the underworld. Persephone offers Kratos the chance to reunite with his daughter, presenting him with a quandary between the apocalyptic aftermath of that reunion and his obligation to restore Helios to the gods.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me. There's no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece.
God of War's first game, set approximately 10 years after Ascension, commences with Kratos plunging into the Aegean Sea, surrendering to his despair. But before he hits the water, we are transported back 3 weeks to uncover what led the Spartan to the precipice. Kratos, nearing the end of his decade-long servitude to the gods, is assigned his final mission by Athena: defeat Ares and rescue the city of Athens from his onslaught. In exchange for absolution for his heinous acts, Kratos embarks on a quest to retrieve Pandora's box and vanquish Ares. The journey takes him through hell and beyond, culminating in a climactic confrontation with the god of war. Although he triumphs, Kratos is still burdened by his past and leaps off the cliff, as seen at the start of the game. Athena rescues him and presents him with a throne on Olympus, fulfilling his 10-year ascent to becoming the god of war. Throughout the game, a narrator offers critical insights into Kratos' life through cinematic scenes. Kratos was once a respected captain in the Spartan army who, on the verge of death and defeat against a horde of barbarians, offered himself to Ares in exchange for victory. Ares accepted his offer, crushed the barbarians, and claimed Kratos as his servant, infusing his arms with the blades of chaos.
Every past has its ghosts. Every end must first begin.
The second PSP game in the series, Ghost of Sparta, takes place between God of War and God of War 2. Kratos, also known as the Ghost of Sparta due to his cursed appearance, travels to Atlantis to reunite with his mortal mother and long-lost brother Deimos, whom he rescues from the gods who had kidnapped him during childhood. The game's climax sees Kratos and Deimos battle the Greek god of death, Thanatos, ultimately victorious but leaving Kratos even more weary and furious with the other Olympians. The game provides closure to 2 important familial narrative threads and adds depth to Kratos' character. God of War Betrayal is a 2D mobile side-scroller that is considered part of the God of War canon. The game features Kratos being framed for the murder of Argos by an unidentified assassin and defying the gods once again, setting up the events of God of War 2. It was released in 2007 and is not available on modern mobile storefronts, but can be accessed through a Java emulator.
Kratos, the once mortal warrior, became the new God of War. However, Kratos soon found himself alone on Olympus, shunned by his fellow gods.
Kratos, the protagonist of God of War 2, faces off against Zeus, the king of Olympus. Having been shunned for his destructive behavior over the years, Kratos rejects Athena's appeal for peace and continues to wreak havoc throughout Greece. This proves to be the last straw for Olympus, and Zeus himself descends to the battlefield to put an end to Kratos. However, Kratos finds an unlikely ally in Gaia, the mother of Titans and Earth. She shows Kratos a way to alter the past and save his own life. Following Gaia's instructions, Kratos journeys to the underworld and seeks out the Sisters of Fate. After more violence, Kratos gains control of the Loom of Fate and goes back to the moment of his death. Kratos' plan to kill Zeus is foiled when another Olympian intercedes, revealing a stunning truth about Kratos' lineage. Using the power of the Loom, Kratos rallies the Titans of the past to his cause and prepares for a final assault on Mount Olympus, setting the stage for the events of God of War 3.
Of Sparta.
The God of War.
God of War 3 picks up right where the previous game left off, bringing Kratos' Greek saga to a dramatic conclusion and resolving his long-standing conflict with Zeus and the Olympians. Kratos and the Titans engage in a brutal battle with the Olympians, resulting in catastrophic consequences. Once again, Kratos is betrayed and forced to venture into the underworld. There, he reunites with an old ally to take down Zeus once and for all. Back on Earth, Kratos faces formidable foes in both Titans and gods, unleashing a relentless killing spree that leads him to a final showdown with Zeus. With his thirst for vengeance finally quenched, Kratos declares an end to his quest and makes a heart-wrenching sacrifice to restore hope to humanity, despite the world being in ruins.
You do not know everything, boy.
No.
The road ahead is long and unforgiving.
Taking place years after the events of God of War 3, the 2018 installment of the series sees Kratos and his son, Atreus, residing in the Norse realm of Midgard. Their mission is to fulfill the final wish of Kratos' deceased wife, Faye, by spreading her ashes from the highest peak in the 9 realms. Their journey is far from simple, as they travel through various realms and encounter both allies and adversaries from Norse mythology, including Baldur, Freya, Thor's sons Magni and Modi, the last giant Jormungandr, and Mimir. Along the way, Kratos grapples with the challenges of fatherhood and the hidden truths about his past and Atreus' identity. As their adventure comes to an end, the 9 realms fall into Fimbulwinter, a 3-year-long period leading up to Ragnarok, the apocalyptic end of the world. The latest installment in the God of War franchise, God of War Ragnarok, takes place 3 years after the events of the previous game as the 9 realms approach the onset of Ragnarok amidst the final stages of Fimbulwinter. While many familiar characters return, such as Odin and Thor, the focus remains on Kratos and his son Atreus, who must navigate the complexities of their identities and abilities. Players will journey through all 9 realms and the realm between realms to accomplish their personal quests, as well as the greater goal of defeating the Asgardians and surviving Ragnarok. Without spoiling the story, it can be said that Ragnarok sets the stage for future God of War narratives to unfold. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more great content. We appreciate your support and feedback, so feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts on the video or any suggestions for future topics you'd like us to cover. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload from us. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.